Time to take another virtual tour in the good company of Eamonn McEneaney of Waterford Treasures. Good morning, Eamonn.
Good morning, Ollie. Good morning, Maria.
Hi, Eamonn. How you doing?
Good
to talk to you. Now, you're going to be dealing with the Malcomson family today, a really pivotal dynasty in Waterford in our times.
They were indeed, and part of industrial revolution. I suppose when we all went to school, we were told Ireland didn't have an industrial revolution like England. Well, we did, in fact. Not as big as England's, but certainly cities like Waterford were very much in the forefront of developing industry. Of course, the glass industry here, and Denny's with food processing, as we said before. They were huge international food processing people. And then shipbuilding, and the shipbuilding was dominated in many ways by Quaker families. Those Whites over near where the bridge is on the Ferrybank side, they built a ship for Bewley's, which was the first ship ever to bring tea from China into Ireland. They built that in the early 19th century. The Penroses, the people involved with the glass factory, they also were shipbuilders. And of course the giants of Mull were the Malcomsons. Their shipyard was where the park is today, opposite where the park is today, where Graves's used to be. Yeah, and a huge shipyard there. At one stage, we often think of the Waterford Crystal employing 3,500 people. They employed 3,500 people at a time when the population of Waterford is half what it is today. So I mean, they were absolutely enormous employers of people and very decent people to work for as well. So and thankfully again their descendants are equally decent, and we have paintings here belong to the family from the Crosby family, who are descendants of and we also have a lovely little a calling case. It's like a business card, but ladies wouldn't have business cards in those days, and it was given when to one of the Malcomsons when she launched a ship, the William Penn, as a gift. But as I said, they were huge employers, and one of their most famous ships, the shipyard was called the Neptune, and their most famous ship, I suppose, was the first iron ship that they built, and this was their big thing, building iron ships. Ships up to then, of course, were built of timber. When that was inaugurated, it inaugurated the London to St. Petersburg in Russia, and the Tsar of Russia was given a suite of Waterford glass appropriately, and he allowed the ship to trade without paying any tariffs or taxes. So it was a very big deal, and of course, and they built transatlantic ships as well, bringing people and goods to America. So they weren't small. I mean, this was really big industrial work. Yeah,
it was worth giving the Tsar the bit of Waterford crystal.
It was worth giving the Tsar the bit of glass. Yeah, apparently it's still in their museum over there in the Winter Palace. Yeah. Wow. The suite of glass. Yeah, and Sarah Malcomson was got the calling card case, and the William Penn, then they built a ship called the William Penn, and the Iona and the Sella, and they invested huge sums of money, like hundreds of thousands at the time, which was like millions today, absolute millions today. And one of their ships was able to bring 680 passengers. Went from London to Le Havre in France, and then from there to New York. So these weren't like small ships; they were really important, big projects. And of course, the Malcomsons built what we all now know as the Haven in Dunmore East as one of their.
That was their summer home. The Haven Hotel Dunmore East was their summer home. What a summer home to have.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, just absolutely magnificent, beautiful views, of course, of the harbour. So, I mean, it's a great legacy for Waterford to have, and I suppose we should be proud of that industrial heritage that we have here in Waterford, and the reputation. Like all great industries, like the bacon and the glass itself, they had their ups and downs. And the American Civil War, of course, didn't help. They were involved in the cotton trade as well, of course, out in Portlaw. The American Civil War, of course, it didn't help the situation at all. There was a blockade when they blockaded exports from the southern states, so that kind of got rid of a lot of their resources. They had, of course, these iron ships, of course, used coal. They were involved in coal mining in the Ruhr Valley in Germany. So they were wonderful people, really people that worked well together, and apparently very decent employers, which was great to hear. They went bankrupt in 1870, partly because of cash flow problems.
Yeah. Gosh, a big operation, right enough.
Yeah.
How many years in total were they running then?
They started off. They launched. They launched the first ship in 1849. So they were basically from 1849. And again, when you think of it, that's when the famine is ending. So they were given great employment at a very, very tough time. So there was again the hope of Ireland being able to regenerate itself after the famine. Certainly the Malcomsons were instrumental in that, and they worked until, and it lasted until the 1870s. It wasn't all to do with America that they went downhill. There was also disputes about dividing up properties and lands and things like that, unfortunately.
Well worth remembering, Eamonn.
They are indeed, yeah. They're a great family.
Appreciate you doing exactly that on our slot this morning. So thank you very much for that. That's Eamonn
Thank you,
McEneaney of Waterford Treasures. Have a good day, Eamonn.
Bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.